All right, guys, I just want to walk through what's expected of you this week. All right, so if we look at our materials, all right, you can see week 1 covers through next Wednesday, so you do have an extra day because we have to get everything started. All right, we got to get through the get started and the readiness activities. Make sure you complete those. You got to get through module 1, which includes the lecture and learning, the assignment, which needs to be submitted, the quiz, all right, which also needs to be submitted. Module 2, which is rational numbers and exponential expressions. Again, same thing, an assignment and a quiz, but now you have a discussion question. All right, in the readiness activities, you have an introduction discussion that we'll talk about momentarily. And then in module 3, order of operations with applications, again, an assignment and a quiz. So this is a week where there are no tests. However, there is an assignment and a quiz. If you look at the way things are graded, just letting you know, okay, there are 15 different sections. Okay, there are 15 different sections. Each section has a quiz. Each section has an assignment. If we go back to the end of the grade book, all right, assignments are worth 35% of the grade. So there's 15 assignments, 35 divided, well, there's 14. I think module 15 is just the test, the end of course assessment. Yeah, there's 14 assignments. All right, so that means if we divide 35 by 14, a little bit of math, it's 2.5%. That means every assignment you don't do costs you 2.5 points towards the course. All right, quizzes are 25% of your grade. Again, there's 14 of those, so each one of those is a little less than 2%. Exams we'll talk about later as we progress through the course because you don't have an exam this week. However, you'll notice that there are 4 different regular tests as well as the course assessment. All right, and then the final assessment, which is 5% of your grade. All right, so make sure you complete those. Make sure you get started on them early in the week. Now the discussion questions. Okay, as we progress through the discussion questions. All right. So the one you need to do this week is the introduction discussion. All right. That is due July 7th. Include a brief description of yourself, including where you are located, how you prefer to be addressed, hobbies, degree program you're enrolled in, or any other details that you feel will help us to get to know you better. Feel free to also include an image of yourself so your instructor and classmates can put a face to a name. What do you hope to learn from this class? Explain. Be specific. We're referring to course-specific topics found in the syllabus. All right? So here's a list of the syllabus. All right? And there's your outline of all your sections. Integers, rational numbers, order of operations, all that stuff, variable expression, polynomials, and such. So take a look, think about your past, think about your present, and where you want to go from here. All right. What else are we looking at? Discussions. All right. All right. In addition, what is plagiarism? What is the college's policy regarding plagiarism? So you got to do some research on the school's website. How will you avoid violating this policy? Your response should be a minimum of 2 posts and should address all criteria in the rubric below. Your initial response should address the question under the topic. Your responses to at least one classmate should focus on creating topical depth connections with peers to gain a varied and new insight into the topic. All right, so you can explain what you did to tackle or correctly master a subject in the past. You can talk about what you struggled with to see if you do have any common struggles. Notice, respond to at least one classmate. Do not simply reply with good job. I like what you said or I agree. You need to explain. So when you talk about how something affects you in your life, make sure you give specific instructions. Added substantial information about the topic, stimulated additional thought, included a minimum of 3 lines. This is being graded as if it was a college assignment, so make sure your grammar is correct. Notice well written, no grammatical errors. Ideas are clearly stated. Initial post is added, submits early in the session. This says before Thursday. However, that can be adjusted. You have, because the course starts later in the week, it starts on Wednesday, so I got to go back and edit this. All right, you do have through, let's see, that would be Monday, so that would be fourth day, so Thursday, Friday, right around Saturday or Sunday, make sure you get that submitted. All right, so that's how you handle that discussion question. If we look at, again, the course schedule, as we mosey on through, you'll notice there's a discussion question in Module 2 as well. So the Module 2 discussion, all right, real number subsets. We use numbers every day. Numbers can be grouped into some special sets called the natural, the whole, the integers, the rational. See Module 1 if you need to review the attributes of each number group. To prepare for this discussion, keep a log of all the numbers, all of them you encounter throughout a day. It may be looking at your digital clock when you wake up in the morning. It may be looking at your microwave. If you're driving on the parkway on that particular day, or the turnpike, or the interstate in New York, because we all know people from all around the country. All right, or the world, just check the numbers. All right. Were there any surprises? What was the most interesting number you encountered? Why? Which one related most to you? Which ones greatly had an impact on you throughout the day? Were you able to identify a number in each of the 6 sets above? Give an example of each number type from your list. Explain why it belongs to one set but not another. Before you write your initial essay, be sure to respond to at least 2. All right, so you got to respond to 2 of your peers, review their posts, and check that the set they provide is identified correctly. Again, we're looking for peer recognition. All right, don't be offended if one of your peers finds something they're only trying to help. And then again, you see the rubric that goes along with it. All right. Make references to information found in the textbook of the module with appropriate citations. Make sure you're using work cited correctly. Here's the main thing. Ideas are clearly stated and include the use of the equation editor for mathematical symbols and notation. All right. So when you do that, okay, let's see where that is. Superscript equation editor. That's this one right here with the square root symbol. All right. So it's all the way to the right, and that allows you to enter any type of, all right, mathematical symbol. When you do this, like if you're going to do a fraction, there's the fraction module. So let's say you're baking or cooking that day and you got to add 3/4 cup of milk. There's your 3. There's your 4. Insert equation, and then it'll show up. All right. So that can be as easy as that. So please include the use of the equation editor. As you can see, it is worth points. All right, and we'll elaborate that on that. And that's 16 points. So make sure you're including that as well. All right. So that covers the 2 discussion questions. All right. We will present more material tomorrow and throughout the week. Please feel free to reach out at any time. I will be checking work daily. Please check both the gradebook and your emails, as I will try to respond to your work. I like to look at assignments first, so to provide you with that, so that before you take any quizzes or tests, you have that material to go through. It will also go through how you can ask questions relating to material inside assignments, all right, to make your life easier. Make sure you utilize the resources. All right, we'll talk about tutoring. We'll talk about all types of things as we progress. All right, so good luck this week. All right, I will be posting things throughout the week. I'll be checking your work. Remember, I'm here to help. All right, so anything I can do to assist you as we make the transition, feel free to ask. All right, take care of yourselves and looking forward to working with you. Be safe.